Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to the second part of our episode this week on planning your trip to go home. Joining with me today is Mike from Two Airport. I've known Mike for a little while. Two Airport has been a great partner of Community here. So today, given the topic is about planning your way around going home, I thought it would be a great idea to actually get Mike to come in as a guest, tell you a bit more about his business and also some of the interesting stories that he's heard from, chauffeuring and serving international students around Sydney. So, right, before we start, Mike, can you tell us a bit more about your background, and how did you start to airport?
Thank you, Peter, for the introduction. Hi guys, my name is Mike. So I've been in Australia for since 2000, quite a while now. The whole actual business was started by my father. We started with just one or two vans. Yeah, I was actually working back then full time in real estate, in the corporate side of things. And the time when I decided to join the family business was that I found out how stressful the business got for them. Managing the phone calls, managing the drivers, just the day-to-day stuff, running the business. So once I came in, I sort of never left.
Yeah,
I really loved it. I loved the whole sort of idea of, I guess, number one, helping people get to and from the airport. It is sometimes quite a stressful thing, especially if you've got a big family, you've got kids running around, and the last thing is to worry about someone coming on time, having a nice car, number one, having a good driver, getting into the airport safely. So, that's how I actually started. I didn't know, want to become a transport operator or transport driver. So it was a family thing, and then here I am after 9 years now. I've been doing this business.
Wow. So this has always been 25 years?
For 25 years. I started in 2000. 25 years now, yes.
Fantastic. I know obviously you're the managing director of the company now.
Yes, correct.
I think you mentioned that you used to drive.
Yeah, absolutely. When I first started the business, I was helping with admin work. And number two, I was one of the main drivers as well. But me choosing to be a driver, I got the chance to really sort of see the day-to-day problems of being a driver, or how I can potentially, as a business, serve our customers better. Whether to be more punctual, to send the messages beforehand, let them know, just all the day-to-day stuff, how to make us a little bit different to your traditional taxi or other chauffeur transport businesses.
Yeah,
so, to be in the business, to actually run it myself and do the hard yards myself.
Yeah, look, I can totally relate. I mean, we've been running Community here to support volunteers for a very long time.
Sure.
But when we first started, everyone got hands-on, rolled their sleeves, and I did a lot of volunteer facilitation. And every now and then, we still keep in touch with, our end customers and our students directly so that we can, better empathize and understand what is happening right now, just to keep our finger in the pulse. So that's good to see. Speaking of which, look, I think there's some synergies between what we do as a company, a Community, and to Airport as well, in terms of, we actually started with corporate clients.
Yeah.
So we used to engage employees to facilitate volunteering.
Yeah.
I believe you guys did the same with,
100%.
I mean, how did you kind of go from that and then expand into international students? What was the motivation?
Yeah, great story. So as we started with our sort of day-to-day mom and dads going to the airport, family trips, family holidays, and then slowly expanded our business into corporate. So we had a few big clients, Meriton, for example, one of our big clients as well. They operate a lot of hotels here. We have a few other big clients. Land Lease was a developer that also used our transfer service. To drop their staff, workers, I guess people to and from the airport. And how we got into international, obviously, it is a big part, I think, in Australia, especially in Sydney. We have all the major universities based in Sydney, Australia. And you guys can imagine the amount of international students that come to and from the airport. So for me, initially, I thought that was definitely a really good opportunity for the business itself. And number two, back then, I did have a lot of Chinese international friends. And I did see a bit of a struggle when they were first coming to Australia. Everything is new, come to a new country. They had a lot of questions and a lot of needs. And I thought there's a market there where I can, number one, I was genuinely wanting to help them. Number two, and I just thought it was a really great opportunity for the business to expand into that international student market.
Yeah, I totally empathize. I think that's why, we want to grow this partnership a bit
yes, more. 100%.
I was an international student myself. So, yes, I'm helping in a different way, but if I could kind of combine my own passion and support someone or a group of people like yourselves I can relate to, then that would be ideal.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, speaking of which, one of the reasons why I got you to come in is I was hoping, in part one of today's podcast, we talked about practical tips on how students can be better prepared or maybe to avoid whilst they're kind of planning their way to go home at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Love to get some stories, maybe two or three on, some of the things that you've personally experienced or you've heard about from your team on what are some of the things that international students haven't thought of or should be mindful of, really.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've been doing this for a very long time now. I think back then it was a little bit harder without all the social networks out there, Red Book and then so on, all these websites. So the students had to really rely on family and friends as a way of getting information coming to Australia, what needs to be done, all the visas, what they can bring, what they can't bring to the country. But now moving forward to 2025, a lot of information is online. I think the students are now much more educated on that sense of what to do when they come here or even before they come here. So throughout the years, I can see that changes. Now some students, I think they know more than me. They know how to get an Opal card. They know which phone company to use. A lot of them will have their phone card already somehow overseas, being activated, having an Australian number. Back then, it was no way. They always had an international number. A lot of times, they don't want to use it because it's too expensive, roaming. But this and age, I think the students are all quite well prepared. Speaking of that note, I think what to really look out for in this day and age when you come here is, number one, find a reliable person or source of information that you can really trust, that really want to do things on your benefit, on your part, instead of for their benefit. Just get all the small things, as a visa now, the rules are always changing. So make sure you're up to date on exactly when you can enter, or is your visa valid, nothing worse than getting visa rejected last minute and you miss your flight and or your accommodation. So I think that's probably very important this day and age, just the visa side of things. And getting someone that you really trust and feel that lives here already, that can provide you the right information, most accurate. I think.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, look, obviously, we want to do this, and that's why we created the newsletter and the podcast series, so that we can be one of your trusted source of information.
Sure.
And we work with trusted partners and government agencies as well, so that you can actually go, well, this is a source of truth, and if there's anything else, you can ask your friends and family.
Correct.
Speaking of kind of relatives or family, is it common for international students to arrive and then for you to kind of pick them up together with the relatives, or is it usually people who don't know anyone and that's why they're asking you to come?
Yeah, so we have a mix. Mix, something like that happens where the mom and dad will come with the student. But the majority will be, boys and girls as well, so they will come with them, drop them off to the homestay or to wherever they will be staying, and then the mom and dad usually will go to the hotel close by. So we do have a mix under the age students that will come with their parents. A lot of the over 18, they'll usually come by themselves. Yeah, that's normally the case.
Okay, so that's the homestay part. And I know that I think from memory you already have partnerships with quite a few universities.
Yes, correct.
Private and public in Australia. Can you name some of them?
But the longest one we're doing will be Macquarie University. It'll be within probably over 7-8 years now. So we're the only provider for the international student department. So that's under 18s, over 18s, students with special scholarships that's being deferred from other universities. So any international students, whether they come into Australia, is usually us taking them to wherever they need to go, either homestay or family friend's house or the university itself, the campus.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the chances are that some of you might have actually utilized the service of Two Airport already, but only know it from the university portal that you made the booking through.
Correct.
And I guess one of the reasons why we invited Mike to come back here is I think there's certainly other instances when international students would need to go back home or go for a holiday or go for a visit. And so why not kind of come back to a trusted source or a trusted provider like Two Airport?
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah. Going back to the stories. Yeah. Were there kind of stories that kind of stuck with you over the years? Like what are some of the memorable ones, because you've been doing it for a while?
Sure. Look, I've been doing it for a long time. So there's probably one particular case I feel, us, we are a small family started business. We still are to this date. So we really understand the Chinese culture, especially I'm Chinese as well. Especially come to a new country, it is a new place for any student. They want to feel like being at home. So one particular case I do remember very clearly, top of my head, it was this is a few years back now, but the student was under 18. Me and myself back then, I was driving. I actually picked up this particular student myself. I drove the student to their homestay, and then when the student got there, he felt really uncomfortable. Just he felt like the environment wasn't safe for him, wasn't the place described as he thought it would be, which is sad, but it does happen, unfortunately. It does happen. Look, then he reached out back to me. He asked me, Mike, look, I feel really unsafe. I feel really uncomfortable. Is there any other alternatives that you can help me arrange? Look, me back time, I feel really bad for the student. You know, it's first time here now. He feels very vulnerable, feels kind of scared, and then really not many friends and family here. So I reached out to get. Look, I said, if you want, you can potentially come to my place. Back then, my house, we had a few spare rooms. Luckily, obviously, we've done the right thing. We approached the homestay company. We told them the situation, and they were happy for the student to stay with us, essentially. And long story short, the student came about year 7, year 8, when he was about, I think, 14 or 15, I think 16. And he actually stayed in my place all the way until he finished university, which is another 6, 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so the whole time, you know, us as a family and the student's family, we became really good friends because their parents were really grateful that we sort of adopted or took on a new member of the family to stay with us for this many years. So now we became really good friends, you know. And I think they were forever grateful, you know. Yeah, I think that's the long story short. You know, I didn't have to do that, but I just feel, you know, as a small business, I wanted to genuinely want to help the student because, yeah, you know, if I was him, I'll be glad someone helped my kid, for example.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably one of my main.
I mean, not that we're advertising that as
no service. Don't come to my house. Yeah, no, but yeah.
But I think that level of empathy and also understanding of, you know, what it would be like if you were, you know, regardless of whether you're 14 or 24,
correct,
maybe traveling abroad for the first time and then arriving somewhere that you had limited English and no one who you know. What are some of the mishaps and things that, you know, really a first connection or first contact could really change your perception of your experience? So yeah, anyway, so that's not a problem thing. What about in terms of the bread and butter? So the usual, you know, we work quite closely between the airport welcome desk program that we have, where we have volunteers who are usually international students greeting newly arrived international students, and then at times we'll be kind of chauffeuring or guiding the student to their driver. Yeah. Any kind of stories that you can share between, you know, the desk to the driver to home that, you know, people might be more mindful about?
No, of course. I think really good point. You know, we've been working together for a few years now, I believe. Having the international desk purely for international students has been a big part of, I guess, our business as well, and also for the students, which means that anyone that knows Sydney Airport, it is very chaotic. It is a very big airport, and during the busy time, it can get very, very busy. So now having a designated particular area, a desk with massive signs everywhere has been really helpful. The student knows exactly where to go, and then obviously be able to meet people straight away that's willing to guide them how to get a phone card, how to get an airport card, train card, and just sort of any basic general information when they first come here has been really good. So once they reach there, our drivers will know to come to the particular desk to grab the students. So that way there's no way of the students being lost, miscommunication, or us taking the wrong student, essentially, because during the busy times, hundreds of students are sort of potentially coming that one day. So really amazing having that one particular point where we know the student technically should be there, you know. It's been amazing, actually.
And likewise, I think for us, you know, we train probably about 600 to 800 new volunteers to kind of man the desk in any given quarter.
Correct.
And we're also very thankful whenever a student comes in and they're already booked, you know, the transportation. It makes our job a little easier. It's just a matter of connecting with your operator, finding out where to and when to, you know, to be picked up. And then we can actually chauffeur the student to the right place at the right time. Whereas outside of that, I mean, not to say that you lack public transport at the airport, but, you know, there are, you know, many different ways to get there. And you factor in time and cost and safety and time of day. It does get a bit cumbersome and potentially, you know, a bit risky for someone who, again, never traveled and traveling alone for the first time. So anyway, on that note, I think, you know, we appreciate the partnership we have with Two Airport.
Me too.
I think there's a lot of opportunities where it's not just the first time you arrive that, booking a chauffeur service or transportation service would be in your favor. There are 2 or 3 times in a year where maybe you are going home for a visit, or maybe even when your parents are coming here, and granted they might have suitcases and stuff for you,
of course
that there will be places or times when you might think about kind of making a booking or service. So Mike and I are going to put our thinking caps together, maybe put together a special deal to promote to a student like yourself, so that you can take that into consideration before you go on a break. And then once you finish having your summer break, when you come back, then have to think about what you can do as well. But we've been engaging with over a few thousand of international students per quarter, so there's definitely more out there. And if we can give you a good deal, make it experience very easy and safe, then it's a win-win situation for all of us.
100%.
Thank you, Mike.
No, thank you.
From 2 Airport. We appreciate the partnership, and I think in the future we'd love to kind of do more and that kind of volunteering program or student program as well. And I think it'll happen the stronger this partnership is.
No, fantastic.
Okay, thank you everyone.
No, thank you. See you guys.